Hello everybody and welcome. Thanks to our great sponsors at Berwick Nissan GWM. This is our first episode of What It Means to be a Wicker, a series celebrating the Berwick Football Club and the people that have been involved. And to begin this series, we are starting with widely regarded as one of the greatest players to play for the Berwick Football Club. Across his career, he's captained premierships, he's captained the side. He's also won best and fairest and multiple league accolades. But more than his accolades, he's known for the loyalty to the club and the way that he led the people around him. Maddy Andrews, welcome to What It Means to be a Wicker. Maddy Andrews, welcome to What It Means to be a Wicker.
Thanks, bro. Nice to be here.
I'm glad. What's keeping you busy at the moment?
So I've got a 16-month-old at the moment, so life's pretty hectic. Been very busy with work and we live out Bayside now, so just enjoying things down there when we can.
Things in that, so you're out of the rat race of Berwick.
Yeah. I love Berwick, but pretty glad to be away from it now.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how's Hampton treating you?
Yeah, it's good, man. We got a nice little place, like a little bit back from the beach, and it's beautiful.
Very good, very good. Well, we are here to talk about some footy, okay? So let's just strip it right back and go back to where it all started from. And tell me a bit about your junior days. You started at Berwick Football Club as a junior?
Yeah. So I did try and have a think about it. Not a lot come back to me. I obviously started playing footy at Berwick when I was like Auskick days.
Yep.
Just like obviously the memories that I do have are at Arch Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much just like cold, muddy, just like a small country town, you know what I mean? Like we weren't much back then, you know what I mean? Like
a few of the guys that you played with, you went right through your juniors through the seniors with,
100%. Like most of the guys, a few of the guys that we won flags with would have been there when I started. And I reckon that's half the reason we were so successful for that period of time.
Yeah. And there's no denying that you were a pretty good player. What period did it come to you that you were probably better than the rest?
Wasn't early, that's for sure. I remember being pretty fat and overweight when I was younger. I reckon I started playing better footy when I was like, I'm not sure, maybe like under 14s, and then I started getting a little bit fitter, starting to find the footy a bit more, and then I reckon I owe a lot of credit to Ronnie Burns. When I first started playing footy here at 16, he was the one that pushed me probably to for the Stingrays to notice me a little bit and put me straight into senior footy.
So you played some senior footy as a junior?
I reckon I played my first practice game when I was like 16 or something like that, 16 or 17. And he just flipped me in the pre-season and put me straight into the seniors. And I reckon the Stingrays picked me up from there, something like that. I don't entirely remember, but it was something along those lines.
Was there ever a point where you wanted to make a career of it and play?
Well,
AFL?
I guess every kid's dream is to play AFL. Skills weren't always a big positive for me. I had to work pretty hard at a lot of my talent, from kicking the footy and all the basics kind of thing. It wasn't a natural thing for me. I could find the footy and I had plenty of go in the stoppages and stuff like that. But I had to work pretty hard on my skills.
Well, you're pretty good at the end. You got there.
Obviously it got better as I got a bit older, but I definitely had to work hard.
And what was the experience of sort of playing at that almost the high level at the Zebras?
Yeah, so the VFL, it wasn't playing VFL was great, but it was it was stressful, man. You're just in and out of the seniors, struggling to hold your spot in the seniors. Then you come back into the twos, and then there's so much pressure to perform to get back in the seniors. So you're just literally bouncing between two teams. And the camaraderie of the footy club is hard because so many guys come back from St Kilda and you've never met them, and then you got to play with them on the weekend. So at that point, the Saints were playing really good footy as well. So their list was pretty strong. I reckon it was probably the times they were playing in all those premierships as well. So they had 14 guys coming back playing in the VFL every week, and there was only 5 or 6 guys from the Zebras who were getting games. So I ended up playing, I don't know, 14 or 15 games when I was like 18 to 20.
Yeah.
Kind of got to the point where I was like, I was still like enjoying footy and I loved the challenge of it all, but I just like wanted more structure in my footy and I just wanted to enjoy it more and feel like I was a part of a team.
And did you feel like you were going to get that coming back to the local level?
Well, I always hoped that, yeah. I guess I had so much positive memories playing junior footy at Berwick that there was no reason for me to leave.
Was there ever any question that it was always going to be Berwick or another club?
Yeah, it was always going to be Berwick. I was always in my head when I was younger, like I was like, I'm always going to play for the same club.
Yeah.
I guess then money starts coming into footy and like it is like it's tempting. Like when you're a young kid and you're a tradie or an apprentice,
Of course.
and some teams offer you big money to come, like it's not like it's hard to say no to people, and especially when you're young and trying to have these conversations with older people who know what they're doing, like it's daunting.
Would you be comfortable in answering some questions on who you might have met with?
I reckon I met with, like, from what I can remember, there was like a lot of local teams who rang me. I had a pretty significant meeting with Tooradin.
Yeah.
That was probably the closest, just because I had family ties there.
Yeah.
Other than that, like nothing really. I wouldn't say I ever really considered anywhere else.
Yeah.
Noble Park, I spoke with them a few times, but nothing crazy that I can remember.
So what was it about Berwick particularly that you said, I'm coming back? That's the decision. So there might have been some larger offers on the table, but you were happy to say no to that, to say I'm going to go play at Berwick.
Well, the facilities at Berwick are great. My family lives here. My brother was playing here. My old man was president, which made a difference.
Yeah.
All my mates were here.
Yeah.
Like how can you turn down that?
Well, I guess when you've got your whole family here and your old man's running the joint, like it probably would have been difficult to go play at another club, especially a competitor at Tooradin.
Yeah, exactly right. Like that. No, but that was a bit more later in the footy career. Like it wasn't like probably straight out of Stingray. I mean, straight out of the VFL. So I can't remember who it was that I was considering, but I feel like it was always going to be Berwick.
So coming back to Berwick after playing with the Stingrays and the Zebras, did you sort of have this automatic responsibility that you had on you, or did you just feel like you were back playing with mates again?
No, I don't think I was playing like that good a footy that I had that much hype on me.
Okay.
Like I'm a big competitor and like, as I said to you before, like I was never blessed with a lot of natural talent. So, I was going to come back and give everything I got. But, I don't reckon I was like some star recruit at 20 coming back and playing footy. Like, mate, I reckon they had other people in mind before me.
Well, you went on to have one of the greatest careers that Berwick has seen.
Yep.
And like I mentioned at the start, you aren't always comfortable with talking about your personal accomplishments. You don't love it. But you went on to be part of what could be one of the greatest eras that Berwick has seen. And you're a pretty big piece of that puzzle. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I kind of was thinking about this when we spoke earlier about having the interview. I reckon the biggest part of all of our success was probably that like all the people that we played with were like our childhood friends.
Yeah.
And we were like all best mates, you know what I mean? And that mate, so we were like doing stuff outside of footy together, training together, like we're all working in similar industries like tradies and we're all around the same area. Like I reckon that's got to be the pivotal thing that drove us to be so good.
Yeah, yeah. So the premierships.
Yep.
Can you remember the days specifically?
Yeah, the first one sticks with me the most. Obviously, like, I don't reckon we the best team in the comp that year. Like, I was having a look at some of the boys who were playing, like, and we look young and like we're inexperienced and like, but we were tight, man. Like we were just good friends, doing everything off the ground together, training hard, like partying hard, but like just always fronting to train. No one's missing training, you know what I mean? Like just having a good time together, you know what I mean? Like you're young kids, like how good, like what else can you want?
And do you think having a good structure and a well-run club helped a group like you guys?
Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? We had so many older people around the club that were like holding us accountable. we had like good parents involved. Like obviously we had Reese and Todd, who were like pretty like big figures in my life who have helped me a lot. So like, yeah, and there's significant people around the club that were like holding like our values pretty highly, which I think was working.
And being a leader, you were captain for a long time. So you were captaining all your best mates and trying to be responsible to one sense, but also enjoy the moment.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Was it difficult trying to navigate that?
I don't remember it being hard. I feel like my words are not great. Like I never was a good speaker. I feel like my actions were stuff that got the boys to jump on board.
Yeah.
And when I did speak, usually I would get pretty emotional anyway, so maybe they would respond to that as well. But yeah, I don't remember ever like having to have any tough conversations with people or friends or anything like that like made me try and have to use that power of being captain. It was like I felt like we were all on a level playing field at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been out of the game a little bit now, and you've just had your son.
Yep.
And I'm sure when he starts to understand the sort of career that you had, do you ever actually look back and reflect on what you were able to achieve as a player individually?
Not personally. I just cherish how good we were for so long, you know what I mean? Like we were just playing good footy for such a long period of time.
Yeah.
And like when you're winning, like why does anyone want to leave, you know what I mean? Like it's just like you got your friends, you got a winning mentality, like things were just kept getting better and better for a while.
Yeah.
And obviously like when we got towards the end and then we getting a bit older and the league kind of pivoted towards Eastern and then we kind of lost a little bit of traction.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it. Yeah, like I definitely just remember it always being good fun. Like, trust me, don't worry, I didn't love fronting up at pre-season like when I was getting into my like late 20s and that. But I had enough good people around me for me to enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah. So one of the really special parts of the connection that you've had with the Berwick Footy Club is your family.
Yeah.
Right. So your dad was the president for a few years.
Yeah.
And a pretty successful president. And then you got to play with your brother as well.
Yeah, that's a big part of my career for sure. Yeah. So like, I think, as I said, when we were younger, like you cherish playing with your close mates when you come to the senior footy club, but playing with your brothers, like, you know, like another level. Like, so obviously when we started playing footy together, it just gave me another element of wanting to succeed, like to play in a premiership with him.
Do you feel that you pushed each other to be better?
Not really. No, I don't think so. I reckon we bonded in a way that like it wasn't a competitive like situation between me and Geordie. Like he knew where he was at, I was where I was at. Like, no, you know, we probably wanted the best for each other, but we never were in a competitive.
Because he was pretty handy.
Mate, good football player. Like he's one of those guys that like he's on your team. He can change the course of a game. You know what I mean? And he's intimidating. Yeah. And he's a good guy for me to have behind me on the footy field. You know?
Especially when it comes sniping for you. So it's not always smooth sailing, right? So no. you went through your own challenges with your body, and
I reckon I was pretty lucky. But yeah, I had a few challenges. Yeah.
Was it your shoulder, and you had a couple of head knocks and things like that early days?
Had 3 shoulder reconstructions. I had plenty of head knocks. I don't remember. Obviously, footy's changed a lot now, so I think they're probably catching up with me a little bit. But like, you know,
so 3 shoulder recos is pretty lucky, is it?
Well, I had them in the off season, so yeah, I guess. Broke my leg and a couple other, broke my hand and a few things. But like,
is it truth or myth that you played a grand final with a broken leg?
No, I reckon I fractured my leg early in the year. It's an underspace fracture, is that what they call it? I'm not sure. One of those ones that you can weight bear or whatever. Right. So I fractured it at the start of the year. Played the whole year. Like I would have some pain medication before the game, and then that would usually get me through. And then I remember this funny story is they would never let me train on a Tuesday night because of my fracture in my leg. So I used to like finish training and then like go to Wilson Botanic and run. like on my own. And then someone from the Cardi pub saw me and told the coach. And then, so I was like in a bit of shit for that. But yeah, like, cool story.
Did you actually get in trouble?
Yeah, I don't think Reece wanted me to be running. No, definitely not.
Wow.
Well, it was like, obviously you could aggravate it.
Do you remember what year that was?
No idea. It was early. Probably, I reckon maybe 2014, just before we won the flag,
just before we won it?
Yeah, when things like started turning in the positive direction for us. And like, I didn't want to not be playing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And we touched on Geordie and a little bit in his career here. Yeah. And he didn't always have it smooth sailing either, did he?
Not at all. So like, that's another reason that Berwick Footy Club is going to be so important to me, because he went through a lot of shit in his life, and there was not a point in time where the Berwick Footy Club turned their back on him. You know what I mean? And that's like, for me, like, that was like extremely important, because like, like in like society these days, or friendship groups or whatever, like sometimes you make a mistake, and like, mate, people are quick to push you to the side because they don't want to damage their image or anything like that. And like, mate, Geordie went to jail, and the Berwick Footy Club are right behind him all the time. So like, what else could you want from a local footy team? You know what I mean? And look how much he's turned his life around.
Completely.
So you nearly owe it to him for a little bit. Like, yeah, they probably played a part in that.
So they obviously supported you, and to be able to support Geordie like that, do you think that the club had an influence on his turnaround?
Yeah, for sure. Like, it would have been daunting for him, no doubt, like coming out of jail, trying to come back to a footy club, and for him to be able to feel comfortable, not only feel comfortable, but literally turn his life around, like play good footy, get fit again, and then like obviously his business is like going great as well. Like, everything probably comes from that. You know what I mean? Like, having a friendship circle or a group around you that supports you is pretty important, I reckon.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see the way that he's just doing nowadays.
Yeah, it's great.
Makes you feel pretty proud.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're best friends. I talk to him every day, so yeah, it's good.
Good. Did it, just to finish on that, so do you think him coming back to play footy, do you think that was something that got him through difficult moments as well? Like, do you think he would have been thinking about, when he had some moments alone, like, I want to get back around my mates, I want to get back around
for
a club that loves me for who I am?
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, I reckon it was definitely important. And he obviously, like, I reckon he played his best footy towards the end of his career. Like, he would have been playing much better footy when he was at Dramana. Like, no doubt. Like, he was fit. He was a much better footy player, like, later in his career. Whereas probably the other way around.
He was a bit the other way around. So life after football.
Yep.
You've now finished your career.
Yep.
You really quickly, you finally got that flag with Geordie, but unfortunately it wasn't at Berwick, but you got that flag, and that's probably a pretty capping moment, right? Yeah,
so obviously we played in 5 flags here. We won 3. Geordie didn't play in any of them, and then we finally got that one together at the end, and then we lost by a goal, 8 points or whatever it was. And then COVID hit, and the traction of like playing footy like downward spiraled a little bit. And Geordie went to Dramana. Obviously, he moved down to Mornington, and then I don't know. I kind of finished up at Berwick, and like I still had a little, like I was kind of staying fit, and I still had a little bit of like motivation to play, and it kind of just worked out all right. Like, I played at St Kilda City with a few of my friends, and like just because I live in the area, and
it's a bit of a who's who team, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a motley crew. It was very strange, but anyway, we were pretty good for a little bit. So I played a year there, and then the second year I played there, the club kind of just like lost the plot a bit, and I was kind of fit and I was motivated. And Geordie's like, well, why don't you just come down and play with me? And I was like, well, I'm getting married in the middle of the year. I was going to be away for 5 weeks or whatever. So I thought, and I'll just, oh shit, I can't swear. Anyway, I thought, yeah, why not? I'll just go down and play with Geordie and just see what happens. And I went down there, and like it was really good club. Like the club was great, and I had a lot of fun. Come back like the week before finals, I think it was, and the boys were like, yeah, listen, we're going to put you in. You've kept yourself in decent nick, so let's put in. So I played 1 game and then went straight into it. Won the semi, and then went straight into a grand final and finally got that flag with Geordie.
How'd you go?
Yeah, I wasn't that good, but like I was just happy to be there. Like it was like, yeah, man, I just like sat on the bench at the end and like it was good to watch and great to be a part of. And I was like, I loved watching how happy he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like winning there was great for me and great to be with Geordie. But yeah, like it didn't have the emotional significance that it did when I played Berwick.
Yeah, understandably. Is there ever any aspiration to get back involved with football at all in any capacity?
Nah, not at all. Like I just gave footy everything I had when I was playing, and I'm so done. You know what I mean? Like I just, like my drive outside of work and stuff now, it's just not footy. Like I loved it when I was playing, and I used to give everything I've got to like play on a Saturday, and like that was literally, I used to love so much getting out and like competing on a Saturday, and my life revolved around it for a bit, but yeah, it's not there anymore.
There's going to be no arguments from anybody about how much you gave to it.
Yeah.
I think as the club itself is forever indebted to what you've done for it. And so you've experienced Berwick in so many ways, as a junior, a senior player, a leader, a premiership captain, and part of the football family, deeply connected, right?
Yeah.
When you step back and reflect on it all, what is it that makes Berwick such a special place?
Yeah, it's a hard question, but I guess for me, it's like it's kind of always going to feel like my home club. You know what I mean? Like and I grew up here. My family are here. All my best friends at that time were here, and like it's just there's certain friendships and connections that I've made at Berwick that like you're never going to forget those connections, but that the reason that they're there is probably because of the footy club. So you probably just like made lifetime friends from the football club, you know what I mean? So that's what it kind of means to me.
And finally, what does it mean to be a Wicker?
Well, I guess that it kind of goes back to that, you know what I mean? Like it's probably the friendships and the long-term friendships that you get out of it. But as for me, it's like it's a family club. Like coming here as a junior, then playing senior footy and succeeding. Like I guess that's the ultimate success as a local footy player. You know what I mean? You've got I don't know, being able to have success at a club that you've put in for so long. Yeah, that's what it is for me.
Well said. Well, Matty, thank you for joining me and taking time out of your day. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure that the club will as well.
Cheers, bro. Thank you.
Thank you.